see him. But then I'm up like Michael do you. Wait, I will ratchet out. Get on the roller coaster, where the fringes. Almighty gonna take you on the roller coaster ride because you ain't got the That's my cat back there. But if I'm true to myself, I ain't worried.
That's right.
Cover Kings Island. That way your friend. If I'm true to myself, huh?
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I ain't worried about the Michael of the world. Huh? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I ain't worried about not only fringes. I ain't worried about the Michaels of the world. I'm down. Hey, I know her. I know why you with her. Man, what the book say? Go Exodus. Go Leviticus. Make the whole man. Ain't nobody got time with no Bible. Well, I ain't worried about that if I'm doing the right thing.
Oh,
that's why Deuteronomy says, 30th chapter.
Deuteronomy chapter 30.
You listen on them to Michael when you do the right thing. That's my beautiful brother back there. He that's why I'm messing with
Chapter 30,
yes.
verse 10. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to keep his commandments, and his which I command thee this day, is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off.
And no commandment is hidden from us. Commandment of friendship, once you've been in this class for this, it's not hidden from you. Come to the class to learn.
Hallelujah.
And if you fit not only classes, they have to wait for one day for a man of Elohim to come and tell them. We got it at phones, books at home abound. You ain't got to worry. There's no excuses not to know.
Hallelujah.
But I've heard a lot of times, Israelites, that's in there. What? That's in there.
It's in there.
No,
This commandment which I command thee this day is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us?
we never needed nobody to come.
Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say,
that any ships, that anybody came and civilized us. Because that's the lie they told. But we had to go and get them. And we had to bring them to America because we had to civilize them. That's a lie. If anything, look at our condition and we become uncivilized.
But in thy mouth,
yeah,
and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, death and evil, in that I command thee this day to love Yahweh thy Elohim.
And how do we show him we love him?
To walk in his ways.
When we walk in his ways.
And to keep his commandments.
Keep his commandments.
And his statutes. And his judgments. That thou mayest live.
Yes.
And multiply.
Yes.
And Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in the land whether thou goest to possess it.
I work at a bus terminal. I wear my fringes every day. One time one of my friends popped off. Do you know who it belonged to? Because who else is wearing them? They snatched it up out the lot, held on to it till I came back. Keep going.
But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other deities.
When we look at each other, it can put our mind back on the commandments that we don't go astray.
Hallelujah.
That when I see you and I see them, it's to bring my mind in my righteousness back to the commandment that I don't go astray. That when I see that on you, I don't deal falsely with you.
Hallelujah.
When I see that on you, I can't think about murdering you, not if I'm trying to be righteous. I can't think about doing because this other Israelite is in the belly with me. How do you know he's an Israelite? Don't you see he got on fringes? Where are yours? I didn't wear them today because I didn't want nobody to know. Because I had a real taste for a honey baked ham sandwich. But I see them, brother, and that's what they for.
Yes, sir.
Because some people do need something tangible to keep them in line. That's just reality.
Yes, sir.
Your children need you to be around more times than not to keep them in line. Because when you disappear, that little mind, they all get big, and they just all kinds of things run through their head. They need somebody tangible. I don't know, it don't matter. Then I said, okay, the fringes. They gave me away.
Yep.
Now the blood will wear his red flag.
Yep.
The cripple will wear his blue.
That's right.
The gangster disciple will wear his black.
That's right.
The Irish will wear his colors.
That's right. Wear that green.
Everybody will wear something. People are tapping themselves up now to give them an identity all over their body. Everybody wearing something except for Israel, who's giving something from the Almighty to wear to signify who they are, and they don't want to wear it. And these people ain't ashamed to wear it.
That's
Take
right.
their shirts off and everything.
That's right.
Tattoos all on their head.
All on their face, between the eyes.
Crazy tattoos. Horns and
In the eye.
devil's horns. Doing all kinds of things to give them an identity. And the Almighty is giving you an identity. What kind of man? Not much.
Not much of a man.
Where'd you leave off, brother?
Verse 18.
I take that back. I take that you're a man, but you just haven't come into self-discipline and the realization of your manhood and your comfortableness with your manhood and who you are.
Hallelujah.
Because I won't say what kind of man you're supposed to be, and you're not comfortable with it.
Hallelujah. You shall surely perish, and that ye shall not belong to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death,
Life and death.
blessing and cursing.
He said, Brother Aaron, man, you too extreme. What are you talking about? Life and death, blessing and cursing, all because I don't want to wear my fringes every single day. It is not that serious. But and that's why we read that in Psalms. He said, when I have respect for all thy ways. Because let me tell you what our decisions do. Our decisions don't just speak to the moment that you're in. Our decisions a lot of times speak to the moment to come.
Yes, sir.
And what can come. And it tells the Almighty of you and what you're capable of doing in the broader scale. Go to the book of Isaiah.
Hallelujah.
So people can understand, so we can get some understanding. $64.
Isaiah chapter 64. Hallelujah.
What he has said he wants you to do.
Hallelujah.
And as much as you would get mad at your own child for blatantly disrespecting you
That's right.
on any occasion,
That's
and
right.
not you have raised them to do.
That's right.
So too the Most High is upset with you when you do the same behavior towards him. And that's why he said, I'm not simply talking to you about this, telling you I'll destroy you, because that they can't discipline themselves and they won't discipline themselves to fully commit, even though you profess to be a godly person. You're not always, your thoughts are not always, and you will forsake me at any chance you get. Because you cannot serve me only when it's expedient for you, only when it's good for you, only when it's comfortable for you, only when it goes against all grain, like a Daniel who said, I'll serve you. And they took him to the lion's den and he faced death, and I brought him out. Like the three Hebrew boys who said, and they went to the fiery furnace and faced death, and Yah said, but I brought him out. Like all the prophets who had to go and tell kings an uncomfortable life and death in his hands.
Yes, sir.
And had to speak to him as a servant of Yah, the word of Yah.
Hallelujah.
Like a Moses, like a Joshua. They not only served Yah when it was comfortable, they served Yah when it was most uncomfortable, when the chips was down. That's the mark of a righteous man.
Hallelujah.
Not what he can do when it's easy going, but what he can do in the face of adversity.
Got a question number 4.
Yes.
People wants to know, how do you know which God to believe?
Oh,
She's new with this. She don't know nothing about
good question.
She's learning. Maybe that's math. Buckle up.
Y'all gonna sing?
We got time. Let's make enough time for Brother Ben. And Sister Karaya can do her forward. You know, take and be patient until we come back next Shabbat. But I'll be okay.
Hallelujah.
All right. We're all saying the same thing, because yes, assuredly, you've heard some of these things about living for God in the church. You went to church?
They never went nowhere. No
She never
church,
went nowhere?
Never heard of a God, no nothing. She ain't been, her father, well, my brother, her father has been incarcerated since she's been in her mama wounds. Her mother's side of the family is in Jersey, where they originally are from. And then, as far as I know, I never been in church. She ain't never showed up and never did a 1,000 child. So she, this is her first time ever getting exposed to
Well,
her walk of life. So
hallelujah.
I didn't know how they said oh yeah, I'm sorry. Her dad believed in Christ. I take that back.
I knew they had some influence, because see, we all say the same thing, but who can we believe? So I knew there had to be some kind of alternative that came to her ears. But I'm going to be very expedient in this matter. Well, let me tell you who Christ even told you to believe in. Luke. Go to a Revelation.
Revelation.
See, this is when we just buckle down and it's quick, and we get to the nitty gritty. We want that first round knockout. Here we go. We go to Revelation. Then I want you to read some real quick.
Yes, sir.
I want you to read Revelations 22.
Hallelujah.
But I want you to read verse 18.
Revelations chapter 22. Unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book.
He said, for I testify unto every man that hear the words of the prophecy of this book of Revelation.
If any man shall add unto these things, Elohim shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Elohim, and from the things which are written in this book.
So in other words, long story, if you don't believe what's written in this book, you're cursed. If you add, God gonna add plagues to you. If you don't believe every word that's written in this book of Revelation. And if you take away, you're not going to be in the holy city that most people don't believe. Well, all you got to do is go a couple of verses down and start at verse 14. 22 and 14.
22 and 14, Revelation. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers.
Without the city, meaning on the outside of the city, are what?
Dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers.
Whoremongers gonna be out there.
And murderers.
And murderers gonna be out there.
And idolaters.
And
whosoever.
What's the definition of idolatry? Not adultery, idolatry. What's the definition of it?
Worship of false God.
The worship of a false God. They on the outside of the city. And attention to. Two categories of people we really want to pay attention, and that is whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. And let me tell you, the form of Christianity that our people follow, that's all it is a lie.
Is a lie, yes, sir.
And it's wrapped up in idolatry, because do you believe this? That the Christ of the New Testament did not say that he was the Father, or that he was God, and that he had a God that he worshiped? Have they ever told you that? In your conversations, have they ever explained that to you? I doubt it, because nobody has ever explained that to them. But let's stay in the same book of Revelation, and let's walk a little bit backwards. To the 15th.
Revelation chapter 15.
Teach on Revelation. I said, you really want me to do that?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, the minister won't touch it. I said, I know, but do you really want me to do that? Start at verse 1.
Hallelujah.
If you're going to believe the book.
7 angels is filled up the wrath of Elohim.
And these last 7 angels is all the wrath of God.
And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Mm-hmm.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of Elohim.
In other words, he saw this body of people standing on this, in the vision, standing over this sea of glass that had the appearance of fire.
And they sang the song of
They started singing. And these people that he saw in the vision, they started singing the song of who?
Moses,
Of Moses,
the servant of Elohim,
who was a servant of God.
and the song of the Lamb.
But not only the song of Moses, they were singing the song also of Moses and the song of the Lamb. What was their lyrics? A couple more things. Because this is a book to say, if you don't believe every word in here, you damn. That's why I'm staying with it.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's look at a couple other things he said. Go to chapter 3. Verse 12.
Hallelujah.
Like my teacher told me, in the temple of my God. Well, if he is God, who is this God he talking about? If he is God, then you telling me God have a God. That's who I want to know. Because God said he got a God. Well, I need to know the God of God.
Hallelujah.
And this is when he went to heaven. He's speaking from heaven. And in heaven, he's telling you he got a God.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my Elohim, of my God. And he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God.
I'm not going to write J-E-S-U-S on him. I'm going to write the name of my God on him.
And the name of the city of my God.
And I'm going to write him in the register in the name of the city of my God.
Which is New Jerusalem.
Which is New Jerusalem on earth from my God. Not from me. My God.
Hallelujah. My God.
Now, who is this God? Who is this God?
He's the Father.
He's the Father. Go to the book of John, 17. I don't want little sister's head to blow off and go back home and start that.
What chapter?
But I want her to understand 17.
Chapter 17. That'd be
Saint,
John 1.
so-called saint.
Saint John. That'd be the first.
After Luke. But I have to set the principle and the precipice that Christ, J-E-S-U-S, that you hear people talk about, he is talking himself of somebody greater than him all through the New Testament.
Yeah.
And if he's talking about somebody greater than him, then we have to research and we have to find out who this is that he is talking about himself that's greater than him. That's why he said, my Father is greater than I. 17th chapter, St. John.
Yes, sir. Verse 3.
Verse 1 through 3.
Hallelujah. The hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. Eternal life to as many as thou hast given him.
Now, that's not no big statement if your mind is not misconstrued. Because I say this every day. Y'all, let me be your glory. That go back to what? How can I be his glory? Walking in his laws, statutes, commandments.
Yes, sir.
Wearing my fringes that people can see his glory. Oh, he must be a Yahweh. He got on his glory. Keeping the Sabbath day,
yes,
not
sir.
at home, but coming out. Oh, he must be a Yah, because he in his glory. Look, they go in the Sabbath. They would do that every week. Yeah, That's the Son on. That's in his glory. So glorify me in the sight of all the people. And when they ask me, man, what you do that for? Because y'all said so. That I might glorify you. So he ain't saying nothing all super mystical or that belongs to him.
Hallelujah.
Not when you have understanding. This is what all the sons and daughters of Israel should be asking Yah. To glorify them, that they may glorify him.
Hallelujah.
Go ahead. The power with Elohim and man and have prevailed. Don't that sound like you should be having power over all flesh?
Yes, sir. That he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him.
And how do we give people the right to eternal life? Not that we have the right to say you're going to live forever.
Show them the law.
But how do we give them the right to eternal life? What is he talking about? Read. Access to eternal life. This is life eternal.
That they might know thee.
That they might know you.
The only true Elohim.
Are the only true God. And that you have sent me, the Christ, or JESUS, out of this.
Hallelujah. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou hast given me to do.
That's what he did. Yeah. Now, who is he testifying to is the only true God? He's testifying to the same God that is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is the same God of King David. That is the same God of Moses. That is the same God of all the prophets. That is the same God that created the heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that in them is. Is the only one that did this. That is the only Elohim, or only God that brought the children out the land of Egypt. And his name, and his name alone, his memorial, what he wanted to be known by for all ages to come. His name is Yah.
Hallelujah.
Or Yahweh. That's the name. That's who you should be listening to. If it's not of him, then it's not of any concern when it comes to who set the standard for righteousness, wickedness, equity, and fairness, and your salvation. Even me. If it's not of me, if it's not of him, then I'm doing you a disservice, because your salvation belongs to the Most High Yah. And Christ knew that. And we have a preponderance of scriptures that show he knew that. What they have given our people is a lie. And many of our people are going to perish because of that lie.
Hallelujah.
So that's what we listen to. With the blessing of Yah and seek Yah, it will make sense to you. You're young. And so there's many things, like all the young folks here. And that's why I said, train a child where he should go. It'll take time. But you have the information. And there is a difference between, and I'm careful, because you're still your father's child. So there is a difference between whom your father understands to be who's supposed to be worshipped and who is supposed to be worshipped. But in no way would I ever put the seeds of disrespect perceived to be worshipped. It's not who is to be worshipped. And you want the God that even Christ worships. I mean, yes, that he worships. That's who you want.
Hallelujah.
I think the answer is about what kind of man are you. fringes and everything. Brother Ben. Warm them pipes up, baby. We got a little more time. I'm going to tackle this real quick. Not dismissing it, but I'm going to tackle it because it was brought up here as well. In a marriage, is it okay for either person to step aside out of their marriage and make a child? Somebody said, imagine what I said when I got a hold to it. And if either person does, how does the other person in the marriage handle that situation by law? Well, just speaking in a marriage, because we're talking about marriage. We ain't talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, so we're talking about a marriage. I'm dealing with it just as it's given. So in a marriage, is it okay for either person to step outside? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Every day of the week and twice on the Sabbath day is wrong. Now somebody gonna say, well, didn't Abraham do that? No, he did not. He never went outside of his marriage to have a child with Hagar.
Keyword.
Mother Sarah was fully equipped with all the knowledge of what was going on between the two of them. He never tiptoed out throwing rocks at Hagar. Hagar. Hey, remember that you screw? Don't get a cop. That didn't go down like that.
Oh.
Matter of fact, against Abram's best will. He said, no, the Almighty has told me I'm gonna have a son, I'm gonna have a baby. We don't need to do it like this. She said, no, I think we gotta help him out. And this is the way we're gonna do it. So you take Hagar. And that's why I say it's wrong every day of the week. If you got to sneak to go to Beulah's house, and Beulah's in the scriptures. If you got to sneak, no, it ain't right. Shh, don't tell nobody. I got a business meeting this weekend. We're gonna be up in Dayton. Yeah. Anybody know? Again, you might run into Micah. Hey, when you with your first wife, hey, man, was that your sister I saw you with the other day? No, man, you be quiet. Now your first wife, like, what are you talking about? You ain't got no sister. I know, I don't know what you're talking about. Mistaken identity. No, I saw you. We talked. Why something wrong? Even if you talking about making a second, if you had the wife, not that the first wife had to sign off of it and she got approved, but if you had to, if you again, what kind of man? If you're not able to do this and make this happen, and you had to do it in a sneaky way, there's something wrong. And I'm gonna set you up down south, Atlanta. As long as she don't look at you in Ohio, y'all good. As long as we go to a conference in Mississippi. We're the wives of Aaron and the queen. Where the brother at? I know we ain't seen him. No wonder he ain't in here. Nah. So that whole thing about if you have to sneak to even be with somebody is wrong. And scriptures speak to it, man or woman. Because it talks about the man sneaking around. It talks about in Proverbs the man sneaking around and going into a strange woman's house. Didn't say she married, said she a strange woman that into her house. And you just done took a number. There's something wrong with that. Now, to complicate it by bringing a child into the scenario. Now that makes things, a bad situation, even worse. Now, how does it make it worse? I want us to read the law. Because now you got the, because then you sure enough don't want nobody to know that you with the child. But guess what can happen? All them years you hided that child, and that child grow up, and you got children, and you have children by another woman, and they grow up
of another nationality.
And then all of a sudden, they both hit a little puberty, and they may find themselves at the same school, and they, oh, I like him, and I like him, and she on the phone, and your son giggling on the phone, and both of your children, and then one of them say, they finally say, well, let's go meet our parents. And guess what? Your daughter come home with your son. Because that's your daughter. By a different woman, but that's your daughter. And them your children. So you just put your daughter with your son.
Oh.
Thinking you hid something. Thinking you being cool. You have just furthered and wrought confusion. That's what you have done. Yes, you run the risk of all this sneaking around and all this secrecy. You run the risk of your son and your daughter transgressing law. Leviticus 18th chapter.
Yes, sir.
I went out of state and had a baby by this woman. And I got children by this woman. Oh, they'll never meet. Sure. Almighty might design it so that that's exactly what happened. Be the same. Right. That wedding dinner would never be the same. This is my son and this is my daughter talking about they getting married. Look what Grace said.
Verse 1. And Yahweh ate up the Moses, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Yahweh your Elohim. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the do not do.
Because these were bad practices. And then he's going to list off that whole host of bad practices. But I want you to drop down to verse number 9.
Hallelujah. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home,
whether she's born at home,
or born abroad,
or if she's born where?
Abroad.
Abroad. That's still, if it's of your father, that's your sister. The nakedness of them you shall not what? Uncover.
Uncover. The nakedness of the not uncovered. For theirs is thy own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife.
That's
daughter.
good. That's good. And all that secrecy, you run the risk of that happening. No righteous man that did have more than one union did anything about Rachel. Rachel knew about all, they all knew about each other, so it wasn't where he had to sneak. Most of the time they had to make arrangements. That's why you'll see him say, let me catch him before you get to my tent. Okay. This thing had to be arranged. Wasn't no sneaking around. And like I said, so the answer to that is emphatically no. And how does the other person in the marriage handle that situation by law? Well, if it's a man and the wife come home and he know it's not of his, I'm gonna tell you how he gonna handle it. He's gonna get up and he gonna turn on Spotify and he gonna scroll to B and he gonna hit Beyonce and he gonna play to the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. That's what he gonna do. If he can. That's if he can. If he old school, he gonna put Teddy Pendergast. I think I better let her go. Yeah. TKO. It's out. The knockout. That's the knockout blow. I can't even say if he young, under 25, because I don't even know what y'all listen to. Boom, 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 boom.
It's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I say somebody because in this society, most of the men don't have their own place, so they can't put nobody out. So that's why I said somebody hit the door. And it might be him. You pack up all your stuff and get out of here if you don't like it. Me and the baby, we got a place. What about you, Father? And if that's so, he might have to just grin and bear and say, "Oh yeah, your girl was, your wife was good turn." Yeah, mercy and truth, everything be reconciled. They call me and Tyrone. They think we blood brothers. No. You come up with this story he came up with when he went outside of his marriage, sneaking around. Not even just yes, it was a married one, but still, period. He knew what he had done.
Yeah.
And he went to every degree to try to keep this thing secret, what had been done. And the Almighty even admonished him and told him, what you have done in the dark,
I'm gonna bring to the light.
I will do under the whole sun. That's why everybody in Israel gonna see your son go in a tent with all your concubines, with all your wives. Everybody in Israel your business gonna be open and out in the street. Ooh, ain't that Absalom? You know how the women sleep. They in that tent a long time. Wait a minute, girl, there go another one. Boy, that young boy. Ooh. Matter of fact, why don't you run over there and see what really going on in there? Bird's eye view. But the Almighty said, everything you've done in the dark, I'm going to let it happen to you in the light.
Hallelujah.
Oh, the sneaking, and believe me, I thought I was one that could sneak and do things, and it don't work. It don't work. Especially when the Almighty is to pull the rug off Monday and to show you and to show everybody there your ways. So it don't pay. It don't pay. And we not players. Israel is not supposed to be. Again, going to that question, you're gonna be mad about it. Like, just be a man about it. If you and your wife ain't making it, somebody got eyes on you. You say, hey, we ain't making it. I know you feeling me, I'm feeling you, but hold on for a minute. Let me get this situation taken care of. And when I get this dismissed, watch out. I'm a man eater. I'll be on you. But resolve the first, don't sneak around and muddy the waters. And you sure won't do that anyway, because that's going to give them ammunition. They already probably sing a song about how bad a person you are. And you sneaking around, then you get busted, then people like, oh, they were right. You are terrible. You terrible, and the person you sneaking around with is terrible. She ain't nothing but a hussy. So you bring great stain, great confusion. So no, it's not right. Like I said, a woman, we definitely know it ain't right. A married woman, we definitely know it ain't right for her to sneak around. And then you have to understand the book that is not the righteous thing for a man to sneak around, and no righteous man would ever do so. I said no righteous man would ever do so. And if you're a son of Yah, then you are aspiring to be righteous. Boy, we got through that unscathed. Oh my gracious! Now I'm gonna do it to you. Nah, go ahead, sister.
I see you slightly beat up of you.
What's the definition of being old, I guess, for the male?
65.
Old and he's that cool. 35,
That dude was spring chicken.
Well,
Still smell the milk.
and I think about it sometimes. One person, and it was like around 29, 30 years old. And they said, oh, I feel so old. I'm getting so old. And I looked at them for a minute. And I wanted my first inclination, believe it or not, and I like the person. But when they told me that, my first inclination, I wanted to slap them. I see, you just turning 30 years and you talking about you old. I'm almost 50 years old. Now, in some aspects, do I know I'm getting old? Sure I do. Do I feel? I mean, no. I feel like my life is half over because I'm half of a sin. I mean, no. I'm trying to find that fountain of youth. I might go get me some hymns and change my no, in my age, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Because I've been with the young mind, thinking in the young way. Did what the young people do. And a lot of that was a lot of mistakes that I wish I could go back and take away. So now I'm settling in. And I'm what the scriptures call in the flower of my age.
Oh, God.
And the flower has stages. And that's a seed to a stem to where it gets leaves on the stem. And then one day you look at that flower and it petals and it blossoms and it has a little bud on it. And then the next day you look at it and it blossoms and opens wide open in its full bloom. In its full bloom. And that's what is called the flowers of an age. When you in your full bloom. And that don't happen at 20, at 16,
Right.
And most of us, it don't even happen in our 30s.
Exactly.
That don't happen till you hit or women. That's why distinguished women, that's when they start looking at them like, when he blossoms. Because all the foolishness that they know is in the young fellas. They know and understand they don't have to put up with that with these older people or older men. So they call them refined. I got that's what they did.
I like it. And he's 100%
So-
everything. I'm talking about in the ballpark.
So-
where it's like home run.
You're as you really feel. And if you keep telling yourself that you're old, if you keep telling yourself that you're old, you're gonna be old. But if you do the things to preserve your youth,
Work out.
if you do your workout,
Exercise.
Eating right.
if you do your workout, eat right, think right,
That's right. Be right.
be right, then you have it. Like I said, and then I'm gonna get the last comments, and then we're gonna adjourn. Like I said, David was old. Kingdom. And when they went and they talk about him in the last stages of the kingdom, and they were going to war, David still was getting off the throne. Where my sword? Where my stuff? Put my armor down, man. Talking about you can still go out here and fight with us. Why he feel like that? Because of his mind.
Right.
Moses said, man, I ain't too old. We're going to make this happen. They said, no, man, we got to hold your arms up. Don't you know that? We let them go, your arm be doing, and we be getting whooped. We got to hold your arms. Moses said, "Put your arms out." He said, let my arm go. And they let him go. They said, no, put them back up. Boom. And every time they come down, they just get whooped back. Hey, hold them, man. Moses said, I'm tired of y'all. I can do this on my own. No, you can't. And we're going to make sure we want our arm to come back. But in his mind, they had a youthful mind. What do you think, Father Abraham? At first, yeah, he said, man, I'm too old. Chris said, ain't nothing too old for me. You ain't too hard for me. You ain't too old.
3 years old.
And it had the young girl to prove it.
Uh-huh.
They were the old women, and he had young girl. I married her. She got that same was doing.
His mindset was still young.
And his mind was still young. They're married and
young,
juices,
the body young.
and herb was doing something. Yeah, the berries and juices was they were revitalizing something. Read it every week. Go to book song. Y'all bad, boy. Y'all know that. That's in their 20s.
You know, I wonder, Moray, if they feel old because of just all the mess they done experienced in life, or is it just that, I don't know.
And
what
it's
is
just,
it?
well, it's a dangerous, believe it or not, it's a dangerous thinking that's
Okay.
put in the minds of people today because the world is so joking about it. Because Ben, you know, we know Ben and we know Ben ain't got, but a lot of kids think that they are old and elder statesmen when they hit 20.
Yes, they
And a
do.
lot of them don't see life beyond 25.
That's
So
right.
they got a mind that's very dangerous and very reckless. Triple OG. He said, you and your, I said, yeah, you a triple OG. Because you an OG now at 25. You old. And this is a mind, it goes beyond, it goes to their mindset. Me and High we talk about insurance. Talk about longevity. We talk about seeing our grandkids. We talk like that. We talk about, they not talking like that. They not thinking like that. They think today, although we can make a little lighter, is dangerous. But the Almighty says in the book of Psalms, and we read this every week, 92.
Hallelujah. Straight to it.
Psalm 92.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree.
Yeah.
He shall grow like the cedar in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Elohim.
When they planted in the house of Yahweh, they learn. See, they learn how to preserve themselves. I just need an hour or two. Back up. But it's wreaking havoc on your body. Oh man, no, hey. Hey, it's 11 o'clock. Lay down. I don't care if it's 8 o'clock. You gotta check this in. I'm gonna get all the rest I can get when I can get it. When I'm bad, I'm playing. But tonight, when I get home and I'm done, I'm done. It's a wrap.
Yes, sir. All I want is quiet.
I ain't talking about. I just need a couple hours.
That's it.
I know my plot of life. I know how to preserve me. Huh? I don't do what I used to do. One thing I gotta stop is that bad late eating. That's when you get to having dreams all over the place. You know? People don't believe that. But eating late and eating the wrong foods, it wreak havoc. It wreak havoc on your mental. You be having all kinds of dreams. And not only that, it don't allow your body to do what it needs to do, and that's why you wake up the next morning all sluggish and tired and can't get up. See, these